Before we start, I want you to try out this drill that's coming in this next video. The drill in that last video is called the momentum drill. Let's break that drill down. So what you would do is set up to a golf ball, set up like normal. Then what I want you to do is to bring your club out in front at setup, as if you're about to release it going into the finish. Move over a little bit here. Then from there, I want you to swing the club back in your backswing, and as the club is immediately going back, I want you to start initiating your downswing and hitting the golf ball. So let's do a practice swing. Be just like this. So here, just like that. Let's break that drill down. Why is it called the momentum drill? Well, because at setup, when we set up to a golf ball, there is no momentum. We're maybe moving, having the trigger to stay loose, but there is no momentum. However, we start here, we take the club back, that's the momentum that we get. And then we can react to that and swing at the golf ball. So, why should we not hold lag? Well, just looking at that drill, let's describe the golf swing. If I take my backswing, right? Let's think about it in the sense of what my body's doing. When I take my backswing, what am I doing here? I am stretching my muscles. Then, as I go on my downswing, there's even a little bit more stretch between my upper body and lower body, and then I shorten it. And that's, in simple form, what the golf swing is: an elongated stretch shorten cycle. So, in order for us to create lag, let's think of lag in a different way. So instead of, if I went to my backswing, instead of trying to create lag, let's think of lag as a result of what my body's doing. So that's how we should think about it. Now let's break down what we need to do in order to have lag as a result. So if I set up to a golf ball, now I'm gonna just put my left arm on here. So if I take my backswing, then I start my downswing, what am I doing in this phase of the downswing? I'm separating my upper body and lower body, but more importantly, what's in the middle, what's in between my upper body and lower body? My core. So I'm stretching out my core even more, keeping my upper body back and initiating with my lower body. So we're stretching here. Now, what's the relationship between a stretching here with the core and separating our upper body and lower body and with the club? Let's look again. So if I take my backswing just with the left arm, then I stretch, what's happening to the club? It's shortening. If I keep stretching, it's going to keep shortening. Then from here, we can shorten our muscles and then the club releases. So if we think about having lag as a result to what we do with our body, lag will come naturally. Why should we not try to hold lag with the wrist? Let's break that down. So if I take my backswing again, and I go to the top, from here, what force is acting on the club? We have gravity, right? So the club naturally wants to drop to the floor. So if I'm taking my backswing and then I'm trying to hold lag on my wrist, what am I essentially doing? I'm essentially aiding with gravity wanting to bring the club to the ground. Instead, what we should be doing is trying to delay gravity from having the club get to the ground. So if I take my backswing with my left arm, The only way to delay this is to create turn and separate. So basically, when we turn our body and we separate, it delays gravity from getting the club to the ground, and it keeps it up in the air for longer. So what should the feel be in order to produce this? So instead of focusing on the wrist, let's focus on stretching the left arm. Because as we can see, if I take my backswing and I try to feel like I stretch my left arm as much as possible, you can see it's hard to breathe right now. What's happening with the club? Now, the club is naturally shortening and lagging behind my body, but I'm not focusing on it. I'm focusing on stretching my left arm and separating my lower body from my upper body. Then as we get to here, then we can release it, because obviously we have gravity and we need to get to the ball. So from here, I can release. So that is why we shouldn't focus on holding lag with the wrist, but instead focusing on stretching our left arm and separating our upper body and lower body in order to have that lag as a result. Now, one key to execute this and have lag as a result, obviously, is doing the proper body movements, but also we need to have loose wrists. If we have tight wrists, then we create tension and the club can't have any lag and momentum. So here's the progression that I want you to go through when it comes to the momentum drill that we talked about earlier. So before you hit the golf ball, I just want you to take some practice swings where you start here and take the club back, and as soon as the club goes back, I want you to start initiating. So you can see this will be the pattern. So club starts here, take it back, and take some swings just like that. Very slow and loose. And you can see what happens naturally when I separate my upper body and lower body and stretch my left arm, that the club is naturally lagging as a result. I'm not focused on it. Then, in this next video, you can see me going through this before I start hitting the golf ball. Now, as we still go through the progression, we saw the momentum drill within the golf ball. We just saw doing the momentum drill, taking the practice swings. Now, how can we apply this to our regular golf swing? So, the drill I want you to do is, I want you to set up, and as you take your backswing, I want you to take your backswing, say about 3/4 on the way back, and then from here, I want you to try to feel like you initiate that lower body as quickly as possible. So the feel will be, I'm starting to initiate here, although the momentum of the club will take me halfway back. So, feeling this. So take some practice swings first, and then in this next video, you can see me hitting the golf ball, applying that drill so I can correlate it from the momentum drill to my regular golf swing.